Good morning, students. You are welcome in the 13th chapter of your science course, and the title of the chapter is Volcanoes, Earthquakes, and Tidal Waves. Many changes occur in nature from time to time. These changes may be in the form of rain, storms, earthquake, or volcanic eruption. So, in this chapter, we will learn about volcanoes, earthquakes, tidal waves, and tsunamis. Like storms, volcanic eruption too can cause heavy damage of life and property. Let us learn more about volcanoes. Volcanoes are cracks in the earth crust out of which magma comes out. This magma comes from the mantle of the earth and reaches the earth crust through cracks. Volcanoes are usually found in the form of conical mountains. A lot of pressure builds up underground which pushes up the magma, and the magma rushes upward through a vertical tunnel called a vent and fills a hollow opening called the crater at the top. The magma bursts out of the crater, bringing along with it hot gases, dust, and ashes. When the magma reaches the earth's surface, it is called lava. As the lava cools, it solidifies and forms rocks. And according to the frequency of eruption, volcanoes are of three types: active volcano, dormant volcano, and extinct volcano. Active volcanoes are those that may erupt at any time or have erupted in the recent past. Mount Vesuvius, Mount Fuji, and Mount Erebus are some of well-known examples of active volcanoes. Dormant volcanoes are those that have not erupted for several years but could erupt in future. Narcodam in the Andaman Island and Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania are examples of dormant volcanoes. Extinct volcanoes are those that are not expected to erupt in future. The Emperor Seamount chain in the Pacific Ocean and Jodwal volcano in the Netherlands are example of extinct volcanoes. Now about earthquake. An earthquake is a sudden movement of a part of earth's surface, or it is caused by severe shock waves that travel through solid rocks from under the ground to the surface. The point under the ground where the earthquake begins is called the focus, and the corresponding spot on the surface of the earth is called epicenter. After the first big shake, smaller quakes or tremors may continue to occur. These are called aftershocks. These occur when rocks that have been moved out of the place start falling back into place. In the Nepal earthquake of 2015, aftershocks were felt for many days. The strength of an earthquake is determined using an instrument called a seismograph. It measures or records the intensity, direction, and duration of the earthquake. The intensity of an earthquake can be determined using a scale called Richter scale. Now, effects of the earthquake. An earthquake, especially a strong one, always causes destruction of life and property. Buildings may develop cracks or even fall down. Roads and bridges get damaged. Trees get uprooted. Many people lost their lives too by getting trapped under the heavy slabs that have fallen. Earthquakes can also occur under the sea. An undersea earthquake can cause other disasters such as tsunamis. It can cause landslides and fires also. Now, tidal waves and tsunamis. A tidal wave is a periodic rise and fall of sea waves, and it is caused by the gravitational forces acting between the sun, moon, and the earth. But tsunamis are massive ocean waves caused by undersea earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and landslides. In a tsunami, large amount of water move at a great speed, and as the waves reach the land, they swallow up into the gigantic waves. The water level at sea, as seen from land, appears to rise considerably. Tsunami is a Japanese word meaning harbor wave. Japan is the most tsunami prone area of the world. The tsunami in 2004 was caused by an earthquake in the Indian Ocean. A lot of people in the coastal areas of Tamil Nadu and Kerala died in this disaster. It also devastated the Andaman and Nicobar Island and the islands of Indonesia. Sri Lanka was also affected. So that's all in this chapter. Thank you.